Hey, good morning, class. I'm sorry that I've been out the last couple of days. Hopefully, I'll be back on Wednesday. But in the meantime, I do have another video for you to watch. This one will be more quick. And then from there, you guys will get on with the assignment. And I hope everyone's doing well. Cross your fingers, I'll be back on Wednesday, or don't. It's up to you. Okay, so we're in lesson 1.2.3. So you're going to be going into Schoology, of course. You're listening to my video right now, but you need to bring the lesson up on the screen that looks just like mine. You'll be writing this information down on a piece of graphing paper. The only graph that I'm going to have you draw today is going to be this one right here, the one that you see on the screen. So we're actually going to draw this graph today on your piece of graphing paper. And then from there, what we'll do is answer some of these questions. For the first one, a couple of them together, and the rest of them you'll do with your team. And then my sub will have the answers, or Mr. Myers, so you'll have the answers for those as well. Okay, so let's get going. The main purpose of this lesson is to learn domain and range. And I'm going to have you guys write a quick note up here, but we will put this in our toolkit. So when we talk about domain, and you're going to put this on your piece of graphing paper, is going to be the X values or inputs. For the graph. And we actually have a better definition below, but I just wanted to kind of start you guys off with your head here of what we're doing. This is the range, are the Y values or outputs for the graph. Now, when you guys are going to be drawing this graph, I want you guys to pay very close attention to what we're drawing here. So on your piece of paper, you can notice that it's a 4x4. You're going to use each of the squares like I have. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 for your negative, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be a quick graph. And then what I want you to do is make sure that your dots are going through when you're drawing your graph. Your dots are going through here, here, let's see, where's another one, and here. So when you draw your graph, make sure you put these coordinate points on here. This one is 1, 2. This one here is 4, 0. And this coordinate point here is 1, -4. So plot those points and then do your little squiggly line just like that. So go ahead and pause the video for a moment and draw this graph, and then unpause when you're ready and we'll move on. Okay, so hopefully you're back with me and you've drawn this graph. Remember, that's how I get you credit, is that you draw the graph first. All right, because the graph is really going to help you define that domain and range. When we talk about domains, again, we're talking about the inputs. So examine the graph to your right, the one you just draw. It says use it to estimate the Y values given for the X values. So we're given our input. We're given X is equal to -4. So remember, our X is right here. So X is equal to -4. If I go down to the Y value, whoop, there it is. Oh, hang on. Let me change my color. Change it to red here. So right there, there's where this first one is for A. So my X is equal to -4. My Y value looks about 3.5. That's my guesstimate. And it's going to be negative. Why? Because it's below the X axis. So it's going to be, I'll put 3.5, and that's supposed to be a 3. Okay. So that's all I'm doing. I'm given the input and I'm finding the output. We're going to do one more together. Now my next one is where X is equal to -1. I'll do that in a different color. So you can see, so here's my input. Well, the purple doesn't work very well. I'm going to try one more color here. Let's do green. Green will stand out. Oh, and it didn't change. So what we'll do is we're going to change it to green. So I just want you to see where the input, at different input, X is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 is right here. on my graph, but I want to find out where the output is. Well, there it is right there. We actually had it part of the graph when we graphed it initially. So my input is 1, my output is going to be -4. So that's what you're going to be doing. So yesterday you guys should have learned what a function is. Remember, a function is predictable. So when I have an input, it should always give me the same output. So if I input -4, I should get 3.5. If I input 1, I should get -1. But if you notice up here, I actually have 2 inputs for 1. I have -4 and 2. So is that a function? No. Why? Because it's not predictable. I have 2 outputs for 1 input, so it's not predictable. Okay, team, so this is what you're going to be working on the rest of for the period. You're going to keep going down this worksheet. You're going to answer some questions. Go ahead, if you haven't had also already, cross out E on this one. I think it will not be on your worksheet, but I'm going to try to make sure it's off before I submit it up on Schoology. And then the last thing you guys are going to do is work with a partner and see if you guys can't figure out what the domain and ranges are for these two. So work with your teams or just a partner if you want to, and figure out the domain and ranges for these 6 figures. All right. I hope to see you guys on Wednesday. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.